Hey guys, it's postboxpat and welcome back to a new video. And today I was going to do the Q&A, but I've decided, you know what, we'll just leave it till next Thursday and do week 3 next Thursday. So if you've asked any questions, I'll be checking through the last 2 Q&As. Yeah, yesterday's video was kind of like a part 2 for the Q&A, but we're going to skip that for now and make week 3 next week just because I don't want to bombard you guys with Q&As. So anyway, today we're going to be talking about the new location of the town, and I'd just like to give credit to Ali A. He's actually got some really good screenshots of this and sort of stuff that kind of is just next gen sort of kind of screenshots exactly where this new town's going to be, and I want to evaluate on that a little bit and talk exactly some of the stuff he said in that video, which I did watch, which is very interesting about where people are landing and stuff, and kind of elaborate on exactly that. Maybe not it's 100% true, but we will go over that in a moment. But for now, let's talk about the new location and show you guys exactly where it's going to be. So the new location is actually going to be right here. Now this screenshot was from Ali's video. The new screen right here, or the new town, sorry, the new town on screen right now is there. That's where the new town's going to be, in between Pleasant Park and Greasy Grove and Loot Lake. A very kind of decent, it's kind of a weird location. You're still going to have the back of Pleasant, that little house there to the left of Pleasant, and you're going to get quite a few people landing between these three. Obviously it's a really cool location, and it's a really cool spot. It's going to be really awesome to go there, and I think it's going to be quite populated. I don't think there's going to be that much loot there, and I am going to be bringing out some videos related to it so you guys can get all the latest news within that as soon as it drops, and I'll be keeping you guys updated with all that as well. So I'm going to be smashing out the content with that as soon as that is released. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about how exactly this was discovered. Ali A's actually got 2 screenshots here on screen. The one on the right is actually the screenshot of the original screenshot they posted on Twitter, and the one on the left is one that Ali actually took himself. Now, if you compare these 2 screenshots, you can clearly see that how these two are kind of very, very similar, and they're exactly the same location, and it's going to point out exactly where this is going to be on the map. So I've already shown you guys where it is on the map, but you can imagine that replacing that, and I think it is just weird seeing these screenshots being completely changed and stuff, and it's going to be cool. You can see the mountain a little bit in the right's been changed, and the hills are kind of getting completely removed and replaced by this new town structure type thing. It's more like it looks like a little bit like an apartment type thing. I'm not too sure exactly what it's going to be called yet, but it is going to be awesome to get this into the game. So it's going to be really awesome, and I'm absolutely buzzing for that. Now the gameplay on screen, I will repeat this towards the end of the video because I just want to talk a little bit about what's been going on and what about this new DLC and how popular is it going to be. So let's talk about, it's not really a DLC, but it is a DLC. It's a free area to the map. Let's talk a little bit about it and how populated it's going to be. Now during the start of the release, within like the first 2 days or so, we can see this area probably being about 20 to 15 people every single time, depending on which way the bus is coming in. If the bus is going to be coming straight over this area, you're probably going to see at least 20 people land there because it's a brand new spot, and I'll be landing there myself, and I'm sure many of you guys will be landing there. Now obviously if the bus is coming in from a completely different angle and doesn't go over the town, you may only see around 10 people dropping there, but near enough every single time, if you get that you're going to see that location populated, and if you get that location with no one there, I'll be very surprised, and it'd be interesting to see if anyone actually does get that to happen. So I am really looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be really interesting. I definitely think the location is going to be fun to go through. Personally, I only think there's going to be about maybe a maximum of 9 chests there. It just really doesn't look that big. I do like the way it looks apartment-y, which is going to be really cool to see people kind of go in the apartments and stuff and work out exactly where it's going to be and stuff. But having the location already located from Ali, thank you very much. It's very cool to be able to say this to you guys, that that's where it's going to be, and it's going to be really awesome. Now, other than that, that's what I'd like to say about the new location. But we're going to be talking about something that Ali A talked in this video because I really wanted to elaborate on it quite a lot. Now, Ali said about landing in certain spots and talking about how the left-hand side of the map has less spots of people to land. But when you consider it, the left-hand side of this map actually has probably 2 of the best locations on the map for chest spawns, and that being Pleasant Park and Greasy Grove. Now, in my opinion, I don't exactly know the exact chest count, but in my opinion, I believe Anarchy Acres and Fatal Fields are probably, well, Fatal Fields and Pleasant Park are my favourite 2 locations for getting the most chests. That's my own opinion. I don't know the exact stats, but I believe them 2 are probably the best 2 for most chests, then followed by Greasy Grove and Retail Row, and then Anarchy Acres just slips under or in line with Retail Row, and then the others all come in afterwards. So that's what I want to elaborate on with these screenshots on screen right now. So you can see the 2 screenshots here. We've got the one on the left, which Ali posted about talking about how there's less locations, and now the 5th location is really going to increase the thing, really increase that side of the map, and there's a lot of long distance running to do, whereas the one on the right had a total locations of 9 locations that you could land when you split the map in half. But we could say this about a lot of locations. We could split the map across the middle. We could split the map across any side, really. If we were to split the map across the middle, obviously it would be a little less locations on the bottom, you'd only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 locations, and 6 including prison. And then if you split it, like I said, across the middle, you got on the top bit, you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again. So you're near enough on par with locations. So that what he said in this video doesn't 100% work all the time, depending on where you split the map. And obviously a lot of people see the map the way it is because people don't turn it, but when you think about it, if you was to split it across the middle rather than down the middle, if you split it across the middle, you're gonna get this equal amount of locations. So it's just a little thing I just like to comment on. It's nothing really major, it's just something that I think is pretty cool to consider, really, rather than considering it always down the middle. But I think it's interesting, and I definitely think the locations are a big thing. Now, if you take a little look on the right hand side of the map, what do we have, and why am I saying this? Well, the right hand side of the map is something that I'd really like to say, because it's something I've mentioned in a previous video on how to win every single time, and I like to use the right hand side of the map. The bottom right hand side of the map is probably the best part of the map. Fatal Fields, Moisty Mire, and the reason I'm saying this is because the run from it is a very easy run. If you're coming into the map towards the left of the map, you're not going to be coming over many hills at all. You're going to be coming over small banks, small tiny hills. You're really not coming over much, or as I'd like to call it, like Teletubby style hills, if you've seen that. Little small banks. That's just a little inside joke for anyone in the United Kingdom or wherever you're from if you've watched the Teletubbies. I know it was personally on when I was a child. Just a little personal joke. But, you know, they're sort of small hills, only small little hills that you can get over. And I think that's something that really does come in handy when doing the run, because you can spot enemies a lot easier rather than being giant hills and someone might snipe you. And that's what makes that the bottom right of the map, the bottom right, when you cut it in 4 halves, the 4th half at the bottom corner at the right hand side is the best part in my opinion. So in my opinion, like I was saying, that is the best location for you guys to drop because of that run. But with the new update coming out, I do really suggest dropping the town, like the main town. It's just going to be so hectic and so fun to actually do. You're going to get a lot of entertainment out of it, and I'm going to be probably recording quite a bit of content there. I think it's something that's going to be really awesome. So overall, I think the new town is going to be a really interesting thing to add into the game. I definitely think other people are going to probably be going like Pleasant and Greasy to try and cut in on the town, but doing that is a little bit pointless because you're probably going to see a lot of people cutting late in onto the town, and you're just not going to see much loot there. You might get a bit of action and stuff, which can be quite fun, but you're not going to see much loot. So dropping straight away onto that town is going to be really key. I think on squads, you'll probably see the area being quite populated with a bunch of squads, and I think that's what's going to make it really fun. You're going to have fights there between probably like 20 odd people, maybe like 5 squads, or maybe even 6 squads, 24 people, or who knows how many people are going to be going there, but it is going to be a very populated area, well, especially when the first game that people start playing when it's released, say the update rolls out, and maybe it's not a official update, maybe you don't have to download anything, or even if you do have to download anything, as soon as you get on, most likely 75% of the game, it's probably going to decide to go near it or go to that location. It's going to be really awesome. I think it's going to be something that everyone's going to enjoy. I personally am going to be absolutely smashing it with the content, like I said before, and it is going to be something I really want to try out. Other than that, I definitely think this is going to be amazing, and you guys should tell me where you're going to land when this new update drops. Maybe you don't want to be the following the pack and going to the new town. Maybe you want to try and get wins by going to locations which is probably just going to be absolutely dead. When this new town is getting introduced, and if the bus isn't going over locations like Wailing Woods and Moisty Mire, and most likely the Christmas trees have been removed, I can imagine places like top of Wailing Woods and Moisty Mire, Prison, or dirt track or racetrack, whatever you want to call it. I can imagine locations like that being absolutely empty. Also locations like Salty Springs, probably completely empty. They're the sort of locations that are probably going to get absolutely dead if the bus is not going over them when the new update is coming out. So if you're going to go for wins and stuff, maybe they're the sort of locations you want to consider with your friends or on your solo, duo, whatever game mode you're playing. Consider going to that, and you probably got a good chance of winning a game rather than going to the main new location. I definitely think the new location is going to be very hectic, and it's going to be very interesting to see who wins there. I will definitely be pulling off a few wins from that new location, and hopefully with a little bit of luck, who knows, the circle might end in that location. I definitely think if the circle ended there, it'd be a very interesting video to make, especially if it was in the first couple of days of it being released. The chances of that happening is pretty rare. I'd have to play a bunch of games for it to happen, and it'd be amazing for it to happen on squads or something, or maybe even a duo or something, so I could be with other people And not just on my own, because sometimes playing on my own, on solo, it just gets a little bit boring. So I will definitely be playing with squads and duo when this drops, try and get some better gameplay and more interesting style defeats there. Or, well, not really defeat, but defeating other people. I'll probably get many defeats, but I don't think I'll upload any terrible footage. Many people have been asking the question about footage and stuff. Yes, I do upload my best footage. There are many games which I play which I get beaten early on in the game, and I'd just like to say that because it's something that people don't always think about. Some people think I'm some sort of amazing genius at this game. I am good at, I'm above average. I'd class myself as above average, and that's just me being genuine about it. But I wouldn't say I'm an absolute genius and a pro at it. I do get losses, and I do sometimes lose within the first 20 seconds of the game. Maybe I land in, don't get a weapon, get shotgunned, but usually I can survive pretty late and get top 10 every single time. But that personally is something that I can't guarantee every single game, and it's impossible to be the best in the world at Fortnite near enough unless you absolutely grind it. But that'd be something up to you guys, and you'd have to decide on what to do. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you are hyped for the new DLC. I keep calling it a DLC, but it is basically a new extension to the game, so it kind of is a downloadable content, free new town DLC, whatever you want to call it. Hit that like button, comment down below if you're going to be landing there or not. And once again, this is postboxpat signing out.